Once upon a time, I was a single woman, as you probably know. Most people know I've been married for over 20 years, but my husband really didn't want to get married to me, at least. That's what he thought. He said,
I love the honesty.
Well, it's true.
So I'm going to put you on the spot, Emilia. Someone has asked, and it's Shannon. Thank you so much for tuning in, Shannon. Great guest. Firstly, can she tell us about a time where she had to convince or persuade someone?
Yes, several times. Well, I'm going to tell a little bit of a story. Once upon a time, I was a single woman, as you probably know. Most people know I've been married for over 20 years, but my husband really didn't want to get married to me, at least. That's what he thought. He said,
I love the honesty.
Well, it's true. You know, I really had to ask him to marry me, right? So I really used the three components, right? The first time I did it, I mostly did authority. Well, I'm the girlfriend, you know. I use the evidence, right? I mean, we've been together for 10 years at the time. You know, we've been getting along well. We've been living together, and we have not really killed each other. So I think it's time to really move on and do the next step, which is to get married. So the answer was no. I don't think so at this point. I think it's very convincing, but I'm not ready to really invest, right? That was pretty much it. Very convincing, very convincing. That's what he said, but not ready yet. Okay. So I had to go back, right? I had to go back and think about how can I get him to say yes, right? So I really had to think through about not being convincing, but being persuasive, right? Get to a point that he said, oh, it's really a good idea and I want to do something about it. So I really thought hard about how you talk about knowing your audience, right?
Right.
So I really did a deep dive into what kind of boyfriend do I really have here, right? And so he's a person that really likes ultimatums, right? He's very focused on deadlines. And so the first time I asked him, I really didn't give him a deadline. And so I got a kind of no answer. The second time I gave an ultimatum and I said, I know how you work. So not only I have the evidence, the authority, but now I'm telling you what you need to do because I know you will react well to that. And so I gave him a deadline of 24 hours. That's the way I got married.
I could have never guessed you giving an example of that, but it's perfect. It works, right?
It works everywhere. You know, if you don't know you can have a lot of authority. You can be very high up within organization. You can be extremely an expert in your area. You can be all that kind of stuff. But if you really don't know what the audience or the person you're dealing with, how they are likely to react, what is that is going to trigger them, then you may convince them, but the ability to really get them invested in your decision is really going to be way from being optimized.